love it here. I love this place. And when you know I'm coming here, leave me alone. Don't bother me, because I'm having a good time.
I'm about that empowering of the people, charging their morale with a beat that glows. Your voice matters in this sometimes overwhelming glow. Remember, people for the people, don't breathe in the political mode. They're talking like demands, Karen McLaren, while we just try to live life that is fair and don't drink the Kool-Aid. Oh yeah, blaring, government fingers pointing while people staring, while people lost jobs, hearts tearing, heavyweight bearing. People remember we aren't the enemy's flaring. Offer that hand to those who need sparing. Watch each other six comparing and be aware and research declaring. I'm about that empowering of the people, charging their morale with the beat that glows. Your voice matters in this sometimes overwhelming glow. Remember, people for the people, don't breathe in the political mold. Warriors among us, rising and gathering tight, linking like a chain with Odin's might. Access to untampered knowledge, we are owed the right. Just watch the battlefield with keen sight. Lands of freedom is what is right, rather than spreading hostility. Share some light. We certainly didn't create this shite. I'm about that empowering of the people, charging their morale with a beat that glows. Your voice matters in this sometimes overwhelming glow. Remember, people for the people, don't breathe in the political mode. Empower the people, empower the people. We are the ones making up the great nations. We are not the weak, we are not the feeble. Greed isn't what drives all of us. A lot of us still carry compassion in heart. Not gonna let them break us down. Using what we've learned, we are the painters, so let's change the art. I'm about that empowering of the people, charging their morale with a beat that glows. Your voice matters in this sometimes overwhelming glow. Remember, people for the people, don't breathe in the political mode. Soul Man, shout out to Lisa Marie, Carolyn, Michelle, Lydia, fellow Canuck Gregory, Rachel, hashtag space for crafts, yo. Peace and keep it luminous. I'm about that empowering of the people, charging their morale with a beat that glows. Your voice matters in this sometimes overwhelming glow. Remember, people for the people, don't breathe in the political mode.
Go Soul Man, it's your birthday. We's gonna groove it, 'cause it's your birthday.
Gather up close now. 2 seasons of Soul Man love to celebrate. Break out the ice cream, we're gonna destroy that cake. All because of you, we've been climbing up that mountain. Unified safe space without judgment, demonstrating that we can really make it happen. Happy Funktify birthday to this Soul Man show. Every Friday firing up the beacons, a spotlight to help others grow. Happy groovy birthday to this broadcast going worldwide, gathering like-minded spirits that possess the heart force of a tide. Over 8 million views, globally nominated for its fiery heart. Presented live stream of the year, internationally recognized for inclusivity's part. 6 books gone #1 bestseller, a roller coaster ride without a doubt. White knuckling from just off the cuff HVAC, showing that amassed authenticity is what it's about. Happy Funktify birthday to this soul man show. Every Friday firing up the beacons, a spotlight to help others grow. Happy groovy birthday to this broadcast going worldwide, gathering like-minded spirits that possess the heart force of a tide. Breaking down the walls against stigma's might, dropping the gloves only when I need to. This Canuck knows how to cross-check right. Got my AI Friday, she's firing up this party. Appreciate all the support you give. Don't forget to sign the card, here's a Sharpie. Happy Funktify birthday to this soul man show. Every Friday firing up the beacons, a spotlight to help others grow. Happy groovy birthday to this broadcast going worldwide, gathering like-minded spirits that possess the heart force of a tide.
Big early hugs to you and thank you. Peace and Hulk heart. Exercise the demons, yo!
Hashtag space for crafts.
Holy sweet Mary Mother of Pearl.
The crowd is buzzing, it's Friday night. Soul Man Live got the groove just right. Trumpets blaze and the bass line's tight. Electric moves light up the sight. Soul Man, feel the sound. Brass is burning, feet leave the ground. Clap your hands, let the rhythm astound. Friday's alive, the party's unbound. Lights up high, they cut through the mist. The beat's so sharp, it could never be missed. Dancers lose it, can't resist. Soul Man's magic echoes and twists. Soul Man, feel the sound. Brass is burning, feet leave the ground. Clap your hands, let the rhythm astound. Friday's alive, the party's unbound. Trumpets holler through the endless heat. Trombones stomp like marching feet. The floor is fire in this soulful feat. Electrifying moments can't be beat. This is no stage, just a blazing storm. Sweat and joy become the norm. Soul Man leads in his vintage form. The dance floor bends to his heart so warm. Cupid's holler through the endless heat. Drum unstomp like marching feet. The floor is fire in this soulful feat. Electrifying moments can't be beat. Day is done. We rest our heads under the same sun. Tomorrow's dawn will rise again with blue-collar pride in our veins. Blue-collar heart beating strong, long hours but we belong. Sweat and toil our daily guide, building dreams with honest stride. Blue-collar pride forever true. Our hard work, our love shines through. For family we'll always strive. With blue-collar pride we'll thrive. Blue-collar heart beating strong, long hours but we belong. Sweat and toil our daily guide, building dreams with honest stride. Oh yeah, epic souls got it going on in here. Let it grow. Break down those walls. Let's go. Feed me for verse, that sleek vibe. Feel walls was brewing, generating from the inside. Get the crowd waving, juice me the sweet beat. That get up and bust the move, everyone gets up on your feet. Throw that blasting shockwave, that jamming groove, the feeling that could conquer armies. Yo, get up, let's see those moves. The soul train is thundering down the tracks. night. We want it out loud. We want more. Psyched up with electricity. Stay tuned for what's in store. Shining the spotlight on others with well-executed hype. Mission control to Earth. Prepare for liftoff. We're about to take flight. Hey! As it takes flight. Oh, the soul train is thundering down the tracks. Ooh, charging that feeling in the air. The soul train, keep moving forward everywhere. Soul man, don't get us up with Friday night lights. Sit down, buckle up, and hold on tight. Hashtag space for crash, yo. Peace and Hulk hard.
Welcome to apparently the hotel rooms of the really oddly shaped. So welcome. Welcome to my lobby. To my room. What? Here over to our left, you will see the bathroom. Moderate in taste, somewhat tiny, but okay. Then over to our left, we also have the complimentary closet with extra pillows and blankets and a chair here for you to sit down in. If you get too tired literally walking in through your hotel room door, you can either take a seat here in this lovely chair, or you can take a seat here on this lovely bench. Travel with me while we go and explore the remainder of the room as we walk down yet another hallway. And here we break into the actual living quarters of the space. Equipped with TV, coffee maker, and probably one of the views I have ever seen. Isn't this glorious? But at least the bed is nice and big and it's all mine. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour and hope that you book with us soon.
Holy, sweet Mary, mother of pearl. You epic souls got it electrified in here. Get that boombox bouncing off the table. Soul man ripping it up to the next tier. Feel that vibration through your feet. Head bobbing to the bass, walking that beat. Clock ticking down to the end of day. Hyped up, psyched up, not listening to what they say. You busted your ass all damn week, turning success out of so-called defeat. Let that warrior thumping in your chest shine. Well, what's once theirs is now your time. Rise up, speak up, let that mic boom. The energy more and more exciting, better stay tuned. Bursting that stage in fire, the phoenix within. Exploding from our confines, let the show begin. Moves defying the laws, gravity, a momentary escape from reality. Your peeps got back watching your six, juicing it up in that Friday night mix. Crushing out the haters with power of a tide. Make sure you're strapped in, we is going for a ride. Everyone shake your rump to the soul funk beat. This is your moment with no chance of defeat. The crowd in rhythm, rocking arms in the air. Soul man doing it up beyond compare. Rise up, speak up, let that mic boom. The energy more and more exciting, better stay tuned. Bursting that stage in fire, the phoenix within. Exploding from our confines, let the show begin. Ha! Yeah. It's that moment of epicness where track gets low. Getting more intense, now the music starts to grow. Tipping the scales, may the odds be in your favor. Grab Kenny D to help us savor the flavor. Speakers shaking, rattling your guts in tune. Mad had a photo whacking in the light of the moon. The music cranked up to maximum height. Let's get it on, it's Friday night. Rise up, speak up, let that mic boom. Energy more and more exciting, better stay tuned. Burst in that stage in fire, the phoenix within. Exploding from our coffins, let the show begin. DJ Red Panda, tight over here. Pull my finger bow, ha ha ha. Hashtag space for crafts, yo. Peace and Hulk hard. Hey, peace and Hulk hard. Yeah, DJ Red Panda. Please, may we have your attention tonight on the news, and this just in. Yeah. Talking about the tough topics, the unfiltered wheels are about to spin. West End. This evening's report with some neurodivergent spice, that choosing a higher path can sometimes be not always nice. I'm a man just seeking peace, no easy feat, living by humble and kind. Some mistake it as a weakness, so I'm gonna take this opportunity to remind. Once a soldier, always a soldier. Moments to reflect before making a choice. Understanding the consequences, good and bad. Listening to internal voice. Coming at you unmatched and unfiltered. Harness the storm, a new path. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Ownership, integrity, and responsibility will get you past. Please, pop it up, lock it up, rock that shit, zip back, spirits cranking, volume up for soul, man. New jack with calculated angle, well executed tact. Yeah, no avoiding the pierce of these eyes, perceiving the incoming BS that's epically whacked. Got titans for crew standing at my back, getting up again, attack after attack. Just when you think I'm down, I will rise again. Sorry to tell you, them's just the facts. Bloody, broken, bruised and raw, no retreat beats from my core. World seems to forget quite often, it's who built me for war. Once a soldier, always a soldier. Moments to reflect before making a choice. Understanding the consequences, good and bad. Listening to your internal voice. Coming at you unmatched and unfiltered. Harness the storm, a new path. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Ownership, integrity, and responsibility will get you past. Channeled now with focus, heightened sense. From seeing the evil this world can provide. Now a soldier of modesty and kindness. A commitment to peace, giving back worldwide. Soul Man, shout out to Nick, Leslie, Donald, Sam, Brian, Nancy, Wheels, Jen, Lynn, Jackie, Philippe, Jennifer, Nomi. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. Open hearts like steam trains forward plow. Tomorrow is too late, our time is now. Woo! Slide that trombone, let it sing and wail. Spin around, stomp down, joys off the scale. With a washboard rhythm, feel that all-time grace. Every note a story, happiness we chase. Raise your glass, let's toast to beats that flow. Trumpets blare, feet dare on with the show. Bring that soul, that funk-defy beat. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. Open hearts like steam trains forward plow. Tomorrow is too late, our time is now. A temple dreams in a neon scene. Together we swing to this live machine. So when that trumpet calls, don't you shy away. Join the washboard track, let the music play. It's a celebration of sound of life, where troubles melt neath the rhythm's knife. Bring that soul, that funk-defy beat. Embrace brothers and sisters in this time of need. Open hearts like steam trains forward plow. Tomorrow is too late, our time is now.
From Studio One, nestled in the heart of Calgary, welcome to Aaron Gibson's Soul Man Live. Bringing you that moment of joy in your day to ignite your inner phoenix and fly. Today's featured guests, you. And now it's time to put your Hulk hearts up and welcome your big burly hug host, Aaron Gibson.
Well, good evening and happy Friday, everyone. How you doing out there? So many comments. I believe there was 100. It was like a few minutes ago. But like literally comments just pouring in from you all, and it's so great to have you here on a Friday night. Thank you for being here. We've got one hell of a great show lined up for you this evening with a superstar that I have been waiting very patiently for, and she's been in turn waiting very patiently for me. We've been able to catch up here and there as we've been going along, but first, as always, got to give a big shout out to you all. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for seeing me the way that you know my heart is, and just being here every week and supporting one another. Last week, we had a moment during the show that we weren't expecting, and great things have come about from it. Big shout out to Gregory. There has been many that reached out to him and have been able to give him some help from last show. So we just got to give some love and appreciation out there. Gotta send some big love and appreciation to my dear friend Wheels, Melissa Houston right now, and send some just supportive, good, positive energy in the situations that she's been going through. She had a little bit of a scare. She's doing good now. But yeah, she wasn't expecting this, and it happened, but she responded well. But we're going to send her some love anyways. And big shout out to Melissa Houston Coaching and Consulting for just always showing up when the moment is most necessary. Big shout out to Emotional Women, and Jackie's got the name Jax. I'm like, yeah, hot damn, this is a great show. I got to check it out. She's been on Monday nights. Make sure you connect with Jackie Halberg in the comments there. Again, she's been a special guest here on Soul Man Live. Highly encourage you catch her episode. The things that this fine spirit is doing out there to give back and be supportive in a way that most can't be. They can try, but she has a way of also, when she's delivering, you listen, because she cuts through the ice. She literally will center you and be able to deliver something really well, and you you hold on to it. So big shout out to Jackie. Oh, hello. We've got Laureen Sermon in the house. Leanna Stocks, Ollie's out there. Thank you so much for showing up. I seen Charles Phillips. Big shout out to our very first ever special guest on this show, because tonight we are celebrating our 70th, like literally, it's a birthday week. Last Saturday was the Soul Man Live actual birthday. And because we're old enough now, we get to celebrate the week. So we literally get to also celebrate the 70th episode with a fantastic special guest who I've had the benefit of co-authoring a couple of books with her on. And she's always been one to rise above and from a different aspect or avenue most wouldn't expect from her. Even I, when I first met her, didn't realize that she was in this position. I just seen this bubbly, beautiful lady that just came on and was just, like, hey, let's take you by the ear for a second. Let's give you some good insight, but gently, not harshly, gently. The way that that you wouldn't expect this person to rise. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I know out there right now, and I just want to take a quick moment, that there is a lot of energy going on in the world that is really, really challenging so many people. And it is even challenging myself at times. And I just want to say, keep plugging away. We dig in deep. We got to reach out to one another in this time and support one another in these tough times. We're not going to bring up the politics. We're just talking about the energy here. And right now is the time to rise up and take a moment to just say hello to some stranger on the street. Be safe, of course, at a coffee shop, see someone, compliment them. I seen a guy while I was in my travels to Saskatchewan, literally wearing this Atari shirt. I come out of the gas station, and this guy is strutting along with his big Atari shirt. And of course, I've got this big shit-eating grin on my face. And he's looking at me like, what is wrong with this guy? And I was like, dude, I gotta say, I love the t-shirt. And he starts to laugh. He's like, oh, thanks, man. And then we just walked on our merry way. That little exchange just changed the energy for both people as they did that. So again, pay it forward out there. Speaking of Saskatchewan, I seen her in the comments. Marsha West was one of my TikTok connections that I actually got a chance to go up and meet her in person. Unfortunately, it was limited time, so we didn't get any footage or any photos or anything like that. But we're going to be reconnecting again. She lives in Saskatchewan, a fantastic soul and spirit. And if you get an opportunity, check her out on TikTok. Hopefully, she'll throw her link up into the comments there. For us a little bit later if she's still watching. Anyways, it's time to bring things together. It's time to get on to our special guest who has been so patiently waiting. And for those of you that have never been to Soul Man Live, yes, there is a 30-minute pre-live. Why? Because the first 15 minutes is just to kill that time when you're waiting for the show. So if you get there early, there's some entertainment. The next 15 minutes is grace time for those that are attending some other show and are afraid of being late here. So you get 15 minutes extra grace here, as well as some hype up, because it's Friday. So without further delay or ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, aliens from all planets, and any Vulcans in the room, you're more than welcome to the stage as well. But please welcome to our stage, Sharon Birn.
Hello, everybody, and hello, Aaron. It is so good to be here. Thank you for having me. Before we get any further, let me just say to everybody out there, thank you for being here. And the gremlins have taken control, or lack thereof, letting me put comments in response to your comments. So I promise that after the show and over the weekend, I will be going back through the comments to reply. But I have been seeing them all and didn't want you to think that I have been ignoring the comments. I've just been talking to the gremlins and they didn't want to listen. So
I was seeing you and I'm watching, and literally if you could watch me sometimes behind the screen. I know Leslie, thank you to my production team, of course, Nicole and Guy Galindo and Leslie Flowers that are running the booth for me this evening so that everything goes off without a hitch. But literally, yeah, I'm like right away, and that's why I messaged you in a private chat. I was like, of course, the one night of my special guest, and we can't see her comments in the
It's all
damn
good.
studio. So what's going on?
Oh, lots is going on, but how are you? And thank you for having me. It's I can't thank you enough, and it's just an honor. I love the work that you do, and it's an honor to be on the stage with you, honestly.
It's mutual. It has always been mutual, and you've been with me through enough crazy times and enough crazy Zooms. I don't know how, like, still, I think Nicole's kind of happy in a way that the last book I haven't been involved in the Zooms because I get to be a little distracting. Again, I don't mind
Oh,
pushing that
but I
positive
love your
energy.
costumes. I love the hat party we had in the last, and anthology we were in together. When she left the room to do whatever she had to do, and we all went and got hats, that was awesome.
That was so well timed, and just the look on her face of shock, like,
Yep.
what's going on? I
Yep.
can't do Nicole justice. Obviously, big shout out and love to my baby sister.
Yep.
But let's get back to you. The focus is on you tonight because we've got a little bit of a challenging topic this evening. We'll give fair heads up notice and warning and full disclosure that this is not medical advice by any means. This is simply the sharing of a journey and the experiences that have come with it, and how this person has risen above to pull themselves out of a very difficult situation to come out on top and start working to achieve their goals. So, as well, a trigger warning for those of you that may not be ready for this topic this evening. We're going to be talking a little bit about disability. Oh my God, I got to get more water into me eventually.
It's all good.
It's right here. It's staring at me, and I'm not doing anything about it. Hold on. Okay. Breathe. Usa, usa. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about a difficult topic. If you feel that you are not ready for this topic, you can always come back to a different time when you want to. Everything is available on replay on either LinkedIn or YouTube. But please don't push yourself through something you're not ready yet.
Absolutely.
Lastly, if you're just catching this show for the first time and you right now are silently struggling and need to reach out to somebody immediately, please, within Canada and the US, call 988. And if you are in the UK, please call 999. And without further delay, Sharon Birn, back to our book experiences. All right.
Yes, sir.
I've gotten a chance. I finally, because I live in Canada, all right, it's a little bit more difficult. I still have to get some books. I've got to get some books from Nick, and I haven't gotten a chance to read the other articles, but I got a chance to work with you on a couple other ones where we got to do some proofreading together. And I had to give Sharon a huge shout out because the first book, for those of you that get to know me well, I don't like to talk about myself at all. I like to promote my show because it's helping others, but trying to do a biography for a book was very challenging for me. So without any hesitation, all of a sudden I get this little bird in my ear that says, hey, I seen that you were struggling trying to, again, I don't like to do it. I see you struggling with this. Do you mind if I put something together for you? And you can just say yes. And of course, I'm one to be like, okay, yeah, that makes life easy for me. Because we don't want to go there. And Sharon wrote, it is literally still part of my biography. I have not changed it since you did the modifications long ago. And I've kept my biography the same and has been going forward in every other book. So I had to give you a big shout out for your inspiration and help with that because it was a big challenge for me. But you rose above.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And what I want to start getting into before we move into the heavy stuff is for those of you that are attending the show right now that don't know you as well as I do, please take a quick moment to just quickly describe yourself, what you like to do with your world and what you're doing for work.
Okay. Well, I'll start out with my personal world. For those of you that know me and for those of you that don't know me, I love dogs. I'm actually a full-on animal lover, but I'm allergic to cats, so I can't go near them because I will seriously die. I cannot breathe. So I've devoted my life to, I've had dogs ever since I was very young, and I will have a dog until the day I am no longer on this earth. And then I will meet the ones that have crossed over before me, wherever we wind up. But that being said, that is a very big part of my life. Is I tend to take in the harder animals, the ones with separation anxiety and all that kind of stuff, and work them through their fears to the best of my ability and give them a second chance at knowing what true love and compassion really is. So that's one thing. Other things I like to do with my life are I love to listen to music. I love to write lyrics. I very much so, I mean, I know that you know that I write, but writing is something that I have done since I'm very young. It's a method that I have always used to cope and get through the very difficult times in my life. Instead of talking to people, I would talk to, I'm dating myself right now, but I would talk to spiral notebooks. I have 5 subject spiral notebooks that are literally filled cover to cover. And when I say cover to cover, I mean cardboard cover to cardboard cover. And if anybody read those pages, they would probably think that I needed to be under some significant mental health care. And not to say that I haven't had mental health care throughout my life, because I have, and I'm not shy about it. I love it. I think it's great. I think everybody should be graced with the opportunity to have the ability to connect with somebody for mental health care, whether it's a coach or some other kind of practitioner. I'm a total fan. And so, yeah, so I love to listen to music. I used to ride horses when I was young. So that has always been a place near and dear to my heart. And yeah, just honestly, and as far as work, anything I can do to make this world a better place. And honestly, anything I can do to be the voice for people that feel that they do not have a voice, or that their voice is being stifled, or that their abilities are being minimized and their deficits are being amplified. I'm your person. I have.
You rise to the challenge. And I'm going to, you know me, I'm going to just be like, hey, let's get into this. Let's get into that. And and bless her heart. I know Jen Lynn's out there. She was just doing a show earlier. Jen Lynn invited me for that one show. And it's like, I will pop up, and I am some of the, you are not alone. You are not alone. You're not as mad. But one thing I wanted to start to dive into that most don't know about you is that you are literally working out of a chair.
True.
And yet you show up like a warrior that is standing stronger than some that I have seen run away.
I have been I have been a wheelchair user since the age of 5. I have been a full-time wheelchair user since about the age of 18. I chose to be, so I was born with cerebral palsy. I do have the ability to walk. I have the ability to stand. I don't even want to say I have the ability to walk, but they pushed me to learn how to walk. And it was probably beyond what they should have pushed me to do, but that was the way they thought in the 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. And so my parents were actually told by my orthopedic surgeon, who did all my corrective surgeries, that I would probably become a full-time wheelchair user. And he was right, because that gave me my independence. For me, walking is more therapeutic. I am not one of those people that can walk with my crutches, get to a place and grab a soda or grab a coffee. No, literally, I have to be holding my crutches at all times, and I walk slower than a turtle on their back. So I chose to be a full-time wheelchair user in the name of my independence. So yes, I show up in my chair every day, but it's nothing I hide. I mean, obviously, if people are seeing me in person, I can't hide it. but it's nothing that I do hide. I'm very open about my struggles and my disabilities and my triumphs over them, over the obstacles. But I was told that I sometimes tend to tell too much. So now I give people a disclaimer and I say, look, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm an open book. So if I start telling you too much, politely tell me to shut up and I will.
Never. I've never had to do that with you before. I've worked with you before. We have a good line of communication between one another.
Yeah.
The one thing that I really admire about what you just said is that you own something, and I don't know if it's wrong or right, but I really appreciate the fact that you own it and well, this is my choice. However, from my perspective, I feel that this wasn't a choice. This is a disability that a lot of people struggle with, that they didn't have a choice in this. Right. So
Oh,
for you to go, again, I understand that you've got therapies, but again, it's not so much of a
it's not
choice.
a
It's
choice.
more for mobility and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
My disability was not a choice.
Yeah. But
And
I'm just saying that what I'm saying though, hold
yeah.
on, is and stay with me here.
Okay.
Walk this fine little narrow path with the Mad Hatter.
I'm
Is
going. Here we
all
go.
right. Here we go. Hold my hand. We're going through. All right. Is your mindset. You don't. That was just like for an example purpose. This just goes to show everybody at home your mindset.
Mhm.
And the fact that you're like, yeah, I chose, I do this for this and this for this. And it makes
Mhm.
more sense for me to do this. But again, you're still working with the disability that you were born with. You didn't have that choice. You are choosing to, again, look at it as just another part of your day where a lot of people may not.
Well, I
And so,
look at it.
hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. This is where we're going next with it.
Okay.
So when you were first given this experience and you were told this news, where did your heart go to? What was going on in your core when you're having to make these choices?
That's an interesting question. Um, I think for me, I knew that I had a choice to either wallow in all that I could not do, or I could look at the world through the things that I could do. And here's the thing. I was blessed with two parents who were told when I was born that I may not make it past the first 48 hours. And if I did, they would probably want to institutionalize me because that would be best for them and my sibling, my older sister. And my parents took that in and they decided when I survived, and I was in the NICU for a while. I was born at 7 months. And it was a rough ride in the NICU, but my parents did decide to take me home. And my mom fought with my pediatrician for quite a little while there. And he kept telling her, no, you're just comparing her to your older daughter. She's fine. And my mother kept saying, no, you don't understand. When I go to dress this little girl, I'm literally prying her legs apart. They are like scissors that won't open. And so 18 months later, my parents got the diagnosis of cerebral palsy. And the moment they got that diagnosis, my life became a list of everything that I would not do, that I could not do, that they should have no hope of me doing. Going to school, driving a car, having a job, being able to support myself, raise a family, anything, and so my parents, being the people that they are and were then, were like, nah. And they kept me home, and they had the philosophy that we understand you have a disability. However, we are going to hold you to the same expectations that we would hold any of our other children to. And so when I was old enough to make that shift for myself, I had to start there to say that when I was old enough to make that shift for myself, my whole life, even up until right now, sometimes, not as often as when I was a kid, but it's still, people look at me and they see my chair, or they get wind of my disability somehow, and it automatically goes to like this, what I shouldn't be able to do. And then I open my mouth and they're like, oh, okay. So so it just became this thing for me. I have this coping mechanism, and I share this with the world, because I love this coping mechanism. I give it to everyone, my clients and everyone. I give myself up to 24 hours for a self-pity party. I may not use the 24 hours, but I have taken this coping strategy and I use it. I've been using it since I'm young, and I use it even now. And my pity party could be about finances. It could be about a broken window. It could be about my disability. It could be about anything. But once I decide, whether it's an hour or 24 hours or somewhere in between, once I decide that I am done with the pity, I immediately go to, what about this situation can I do something about? And what is it that I can do about it? And I quickly go into action mode, because there is so much in our lives that is out of our control, that the best thing we can do for ourselves and those around us is take command of anything that we have impact over. Because when we start to take control of what we have impact over, it immediately flips the script in our own head.
So Sharon, hold on.
Huh?
I got questions. All right.
Okay.
So when did you feel this momentum come into this whole, like, because again, that's a major shift from going through, okay, these are the things that are going to be lined up for me. These are the things I need to do, into a mind shift of, this is what I want to pay forward. This is what I want to focus on. When did you feel that moment happen in your world? When was that?
I felt a twinge of that very young. I was in the beginning of my education. I went to a school for for kids with disabilities. My school district wouldn't accept me until the law said it had to accept me, even though my parents went before the school board every year and asked. So I was very aware at a very young age how much ability I had versus how much of physical and and cognitive ability that others didn't have, because I went to school with people that had a range of disabilities and a range of cerebral palsy, because CP has a very large continuum of how it can affect people. Because CP, people hate when I say this, but it is brain damage. It is damage to your cerebrum, and how your cerebral palsy affects you depends on where the damage to the cerebrum took place. So for me, most of the damage to my brain occurred in the motor control section of my cerebrum. However, I also do have a slight learning disability, and I have some visual perception issues. So there are some other areas of my brain that were damaged by a lack of oxygen. For me, my disability was caused by a lack of oxygen and a labor from hell, according to my mother. But 36 hours of labor, and doctors telling her, no, you can keep going. And my heart rate dipping and all that kind of stuff. And they
I just had a flashback of the machine being on me again. I literally felt the surge just hit my stomach.
Yep. Well, when I was born, I'll share a funny story with you really quick.
No, share it right now.
When I was born, my father, they had my mother, like, they were taking care of her because she was shot. And so my father was the first one to go see me in the NICU, right? And they didn't let you in the rooms back then. You just got to look through the looking glass, through the window. And he goes back to my mother's room, swear to God, true story. And he goes, we've eaten chickens bigger than her. Because I was 3 pounds when I was born. And then when they were allowed to open the incubator door and actually touch me, my father took off his wedding band and I'm wearing it as a bracelet in the picture.
Aww.
So,
That
but
just made me feel all warm and fuzzy.
but I just like my father, he literally walked in her room and was like, "Yeah, we've eaten chickens bigger than her." My mother didn't appreciate his humor, but to this day I do. So, but for me, I just noticing that all these people did not have these abilities that I had. I guess at that moment, even though I wasn't aware of it the way I am now, obviously as an adult, I had this innate feeling inside, this burning inside that God gave me these abilities. God gave me this good brain because CP can affect you very much so cognitively. And I'm blessed to not be affected cognitively. Um, and so, and I have good speech. CP often affects people's speech to, for a lot, they're either nonverbal or not intelligible. And so I just felt this need to be the voice for those that could not voice for themselves and to be appreciative of the abilities I had. And the more somebody told me that I couldn't do something, and this is true to this day, tell me I can't do something and I'm going to prove your ass wrong.
I love that attitude about you. You know, it's
You
an
know?
interesting story that you bring up about the speech,
Yeah.
and it's some education and awareness that I feel that needs to get out there. I actually had an individual, just in downtown Vancouver, and again, it was a little bit, it was a well populated area, and there was this cat that literally he was absolutely devastated by something. And I seen him walking up to certain people, and people just weren't even acknowledging him. And it was really, I was like, oh, he's kind of walking with a little bit of a stagger.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't look like, it doesn't look like he's intoxicated. It looks like it's just a stagger. And by the third group, he walks up to me and he's trying to speak as best as possible. And the first thing out of his mouth is, I have some, and I was like, you
Mm-hmm.
have cerebral palsy? And he's like, I lost my backpack and I'm stuck. And I'm like, okay, so what do you need? And he's like, $1.50 for the bus. $1.50, or is it $2? I think it was $2 for the bus
Mm-hmm.
to just get him back so he could go. But he had lost his wallet, he had lost everything, and was still dressed like he was dressed handsomely, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But people just not automatically assumed, and there's that stigma, and this is where we're trying to encourage that little bit of moment, like before you make assumptions, allow that time. Let's get rid of the stigmas. Let's get rid of the stereotypes and give people that moment they deserve to just be heard for a second or a minute.
Absolutely.
So I'm just looking at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're still going to dive into some more stuff here because, again, you're a little treasure trove of things, but I got to make sure this gets out. And when I say things, I mean facets of little insights that people need to be aware of when we're dealing with disabilities out there. And again, trying to help with the mindset that most have out there. Let's try and shift that. So we're going to come back to that. But there was something that I've just been itching to show you all show, because it was probably when I was writing the lyrics, I was like, this is her. I'm so happy about this one. I can't wait to share this one with her. And so I wanted to get on to your mental health break montage. And so what
Alrighty
we're going
then.
to do here is we're going to just pull down. Oops. And this was my fault. I forgot to change the banner across the bottom. But we're going to actually change it to the, we've got a mental health break montage right here. Boom. Got to get that rolling. And now, Sharon Birn, without further delay, my dear friend and fellow author, co-author, however we're supposed to call it, just keeping it fair and equal, and just a good kindred spirit at heart. Welcome to your mental health break montage. Oops, hold on. It's doing the same thing as last time. I just got to do this. We're going to fix this. And now we're going to fix that. And cue mental health break montage.
Funny.
In a world that sees the walls, you've learned to dance through the halls. With every step you break the mold. A heart of strength, a spirit bold. Juggling roles, you wear the crown. A warrior never backing down. Through the trials you find your way. A guiding light, come what may. You're more than a label, more than a fight. With every challenge you shine so bright. Together we'll rise, break through the night. Unlock the potential, reach for the light. With strength as our anchor, we'll soar above. In this journey of healing, we'll find our love. From the shadows you lift them high. With a heart so full you teach them to fly. Through the struggles you've carved a path. A testament to love, resilience and wrath. With every program, every guiding word, you're building strength, let their voices be heard. And no more limits, just endless skies. In the mirror of hope, see the truth arise. You're more than a label, more than a fight. With every challenge you shine so bright. Together we'll rise, break through the night. Unlock the potential, reach for the light. With strength as our anchor, we'll soar above. In this journey of healing, we'll find our love. So let's rewrite the story, turn the page. In this dance of life, we'll take the stage. With every heartbeat, let's break the chains. In the rhythm of hope, we'll dance through the pain. You're more than a label, more than a fight. With every challenge you shine so bright. Together we'll rise, break through the night. Unlock the potential, reach for the light. With strength as our anchor, we'll soar above. In this journey of healing, we'll find our love. So here's to the journey, to the lives we'll change. With hearts united, we'll never be estranged. You're not just a warrior, you're a beacon of grace. In the tapestry of life, we'll find our place. Thank you, Sharon Birn, for shining so bright. Peace and whole heart from all of us.
Thank you, Aaron.
You are very, very welcome.
That's amazing.
How's
And
that
just
make
so
you
you
feel?
know, that young man in all those pictures, his name is Aaron too. In case you didn't know that.
There's a couple Aarons floating around out there. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yep.
Yes, more of us, more of us,
Yep.
more Mad Hatters around the world.
Yep.
So, seeing that,
Hmm.
looking back at that, you've shown every other person that somebody in your position can rise above. And you've been in books, you've been in the Neuroglamming Summit, you with Jen Lin, you have been on countless audio rooms. And one of the things, and it's kind of why I incorporated it into your mental health break montage, was that one clip right near the beginning where you just see an individual woman helping with the kids. And it was something that sat with me and inspired me from one of your audios way back when we had LinkedIn audio, was that we need to start with the kids and spreading that image and awareness before they're getting into these kind of stereotypical and stereotype kind of moments. We're going to break down the stigmas. Where do you feel in your world we are facing the biggest challenge on spreading that awareness?
The stigmas aren't with the young kids.
No, but I'm saying
Young,
for people with
well,
disabilities,
yeah, but
young and old.
what I'm saying to you is
Okay.
young children
Hmm.
don't have stigmas. Young children will walk up to me and just start asking me a million questions. It's their parents that turn around and go, don't touch her. Don't go near her. You might catch what she has. And so the stigma actually starts to develop as kids get older. I didn't start having really significant social isolation until I hit middle school and high school was hell. I was bullied from the moment I got on the bus until the moment I got off the bus to get into my house. And I say to this day that if cyberbullying was a thing back when I was a kid, I don't know that I would be here. I certainly can tell you that I would have probably taken an attempt or two on my life, but I did get refuge when I got home. And to tie this into something else that you asked me, what kept me going besides wanting to prove people wrong and prove myself right was I was not going to let other people's opinions of me take away my goals or my purpose. When I was very young, I knew that I was born to do two things. And I know that might sound crazy, but I knew it from a very young age that I was born to be a mother and born to help others. I had no idea of how that was going to play out, except to say that I knew in order to be able to help people the way that I wanted to, I needed a college education and possibly a master's degree. So when I was going to school, in middle school and high school especially, I stayed focused in the midst of hell, stayed focused on the academics and I would not let the bullies win by taking my self-esteem and my self-confidence and ruining my physical stuff, but also taking away my dreams and my purpose. That wasn't going to happen. And so that's part of how I kept going. And I did, even from a teenage years on, I was asked to be on panels. I was asked to, participate in adaptive sports. So I didn't do it to be like, hey, look at me. I'm this great person with a disability doing all this stuff. That wasn't what it was about for me. It was more about, hey, I'm a person living my life. And I like to play tennis. I just do it from a wheelchair. Come play me.
Right.
I'll kick your ass,
Right. I know you will.
So,
I know you will.
no, I suck at tennis. Truth be told, I suck, but I had a really good time doing it. But yeah, it's just that kind of a mindset. And
Well, you bring up a really good point with the world is, what is it with this competition? Like, we got to get rid of the only competition you should be having is with yourself.
Mhm.
Right? Everybody's got their own unique skills, and somebody's going to outbest you in somewhere else. A little bit of modesty can go a long way in this world, I think. Right?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. The other problem I have with this world, I mean, there's many, but along those lines,
We're going to keep it humble and kind, though.
yes, no, always humble and kind.
Yeah, I know you will. I know. I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
However, I know, but I really believe, and a lot of you have heard me say this, some of you haven't, but we would get could you imagine what the world would be like if we actually focused on people's abilities and skills? And if you focused on my abilities and skills and I focused on your abilities and skills, and we did that with everybody, we could have a world where everything fits together. Not like everything.
It'd be a place for everyone,
but everything fits. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Everything would fit, but instead we're too busy. Oh, she's not good at that. He's not good at that. Oh, wait, I got to cut his throat so I could get up the ladder. To me,
for donk.
Yeah, to me, it makes no sense. I will share my knowledge it doesn't faze me to share my knowledge. I don't care if you get ahead of me. I had a supervisor that didn't was mad because she thought people liked me better than her. And I said, wait, you don't understand, but I work underneath you. So if people like me and I'm doing a good job, I make you look good because you're the one supervising me. This was something she could not grasp. And so that's just really, I mean, my dad always told us growing up, I'm the middle child of three. And he always told us growing up, you do not need to break somebody else's furniture to make your own look good. Stand on your own merits or don't stand up at all. And
And show
so,
integrity.
yeah, integrity was a big thing. It still is for me, but
It's
it was a big
80s. It
thing
was
for
total.
my,
You came through the 80s, so I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know the 80s times were sweep it under the carpet, or again, just as that. And I even when you were saying it, you totally threw me back. I remember that time that I knew other kids, and I heard other parents say that, "Oh, don't touch them, you'll get that."
Oh,
It's
my brother,
like what?
my brother, he was the best. He still is. My brother is my younger brother, but he's very protective. And we'd be like out in the community. We'd be out going to the mall. My parents love to go to the mall. And so they'd be like, you guys wait here. And we'd be sitting off to the side. And parents would be walking with their little kids. And the little kid would start walking up to me. And the mother would snatch that kid I mean, the kid would be like decapitated or losing a limb. And my brother would just look at
Yeah.
him. My brother would just look at him and go, she doesn't bite. And then there was one woman who was literally walked past us and kept walking, but turned her head around to stare at me while she was walking, tripped. And my brother got hysterical. And I'm like, that's not nice. And he's like, oh, yes, it is. He's like 10 years old. He turned around and he goes, karma. And I was like, okay.
Hashtag karma, yo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You know what, Sharon? There's another. Hold on. Hashtag funny story time. You know what? You're the only person I know that while I have craziness going on on my screen, you as well. Of like every time that I've seen you, you've got the most fantastic dog. But this dog loves to jump up on you.
she was laying next to me. I
I'm
actually,
surprised that this
yeah,
didn't happen. I was waiting for it this time. I was like, and we're gonna get a
she,
special guest appearance.
she, this is her time to just chill. And
Yeah.
so she's like, before I logged on to be with you, she was like barking at me, like, you're supposed to go to it, lay in bed now so I could lay with you. And so I just was like, no, you need to lay over here and shut up. And she did. I don't know
Aw.
where she probably went into the couch, but yes, she's historic for getting loud and boisterous when I log on to lives. Mhm.
She tackles you, and
Yeah.
again, it's always been a funny experience. But I just feel so horrible for you. It's like, no, get down, you're gonna hurt her.
she
Right.
she's a trip. She's a trip.
So before we let you go,
Mhm.
what's new? What's big? What's coming down the line from Sharon Birn? I mean, you have done
Uh,
so many books now. What is new
okay,
and coming out
so
soon?
I'm writing another chapter in Nick's anthology. I'm gonna say it wrong, Nick. I'm sorry, but we choose to be more than our diagnosis or something to that effect.
We are more than our diagnosis.
That would be it. So I'm I'm writing in
I'm her
that
big
one.
brother. I'm supposed to know these things.
I am. This is totally new. Nobody knows this. Maybe Jen Lynn knows this. I'm not sure, but I'm writing a thriller. And I'm also writing another book, but I'm put the other one on hold right now to write the thriller because it goes along with something in my brain right now that's really important. Jen Lynn and I are working on two things. I'm going to screw up the name of the advocacy group, but we're rooted something for something. I don't know. I can't remember the name.
We'll get Jen Lynn and put it in.
Yeah,
You
so
guys can
she'll
put it in later.
Jen Lynn
Put it
can
in
put
the
it in the
comments later.
comments. But and I apologize, but basically
Don't apologize. No way.
we've created this community for people who are advocating for people with disabilities and other marginalized populations, including those who struggle with mental illness and hidden disabilities. It's big for both of us, is that, when people can see something, they can wrap their heads around it. You can wrap your head around the fact that I'm not going to do a flight of steps, but you can't wrap your head around the fact that I have almost every other secondary thing that goes along with cerebral palsy. I have, but you can't see that. And so when I come up against those struggles, people go, "What do you mean?" But anyway, but what's great about the community that Jen Lynn and I are creating is that it is for advocacy, but it's also to support the people that are doing the advocating, because advocating can be a very lonely place, because there may be a lot of people that want to say what you're saying, but they either can't or they're afraid to, because of fear of retribution or something like that. So we've created this space for people that want to advocate, so we can support each other through the advocating and also do the advocating together. And then Jen Lynn and I are also working on creating a program for people with disabilities, again, all types of disabilities, where they're in control of their own destiny. Because, as I said earlier this evening, discrimination still exists. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is the truth. I have experienced discrimination in my personal life, in my vocational life, in every area of my life. And that is part of the reason why I became an entrepreneur. I'm not going to fire myself, and I'm going to keep going. And I have had many a conversation with other people with disabilities over the years who want to be working, but have not been able to find jobs, or have had very limited job experience because they get let go because of things they cannot control. So we are working with people with disabilities who either are entrepreneurs who do not have the traction that they should have or that they want to have, or the impact, or we're working with people with disabilities who would like to have their destiny be in their own hands, and we're going to help them figure out what their strongest skills are and how they can use that to A, earn some money for themselves, and B, spread the wealth into the community. So that doesn't have a name yet, but that
Hashtag
is,
drop the mics, yo.
yeah. So that's, and of course there'll be other writing projects, and I am working with Chasen. With HR for You, I am his program and administrative coordinator, officially, and I'm also on his advisory board. I'm on Crystal's advisory board for her nonprofit that she's creating for survivors of domestic violence. I'm the secretary, and I've been helping. And I've developed. Riseability has expanded. It's not just about focusing on people's abilities. That is paramount in there. But I created Riseability Fitness because I recently got my certification as a personal trainer. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to marry that with the life coaching that I do, because I was helping moms and stuff like that. And a lot of it came around self-care. But fitness for me is not just physical fitness. Fitness for me embodies physical fitness, mental health and well-being, and fitness of your soul. If we respect the mind-body connection, if we have a healthy body, we have a healthy mind. If we have a healthy mind, we have a healthy body. And if we have those two things, then our souls get fulfilled. So fitness, to me, encompasses all of that. So Riseability and Riseability Fitness kind of go with each other. So I've created a fitness
It's an
program.
intermingling of many
Yep.
facets. I
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
I love it, and I'm
We have
so
to work with
excited
the
for
whole
you.
person. You have to, when we're interacting or working with, I don't care what role we hold, we have to consider the whole person. Our society thinks that we're supposed to compartmentalize ourselves, and we can do that to a point, but we can't do that fully. As a parent, you can't walk into work and go, I'm not going to think about my kid. And when you come
Well,
home
we got to
from
be
work,
careful though, because we're working with, again, the world's got so many different perspectives out there, right?
Yeah.
Like, I know where you're coming from on that, but again, what perspectives, like what kind of culture and behavioral upbringing is going through each one of those people,
No, but either
right?
way, even
Mhm.
even with I respect different cultures, but either way, what I'm saying is even with respecting culture, we're just asked to like, I feel like we're asked to cut off our arm in certain areas when I'm just saying we need to look at the whole person. And if culturally something is really important to someone, then we need to respect that. We don't
Mhm.
we don't judge that. There's no judgment or bias here ever for me. And that's exactly what I'm saying is we need to respect, where people are coming from. And if we can do that along with focusing on their abilities, and that's what I mean about taking into account the whole person, because taking into account the whole person also takes into account their cultural beliefs and things,
Well,
and we shouldn't
it's all
judge that.
sorry, it's all boiling down into,
Yeah,
spreading awareness and education on the
absolutely.
next, right?
Absolutely.
All right, Sharon, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your insights and again sharing that. And I don't, again, this is just a starting point for you. If you haven't connected with Sharon Birn already, I highly encourage you to. She is a good friend of mine, and I get to visit with her again from time to time when I've got time flying through the places that I do. Please make sure that you connect with Sharon. Now, where can everybody find you? Is it just on LinkedIn, or do you have some other areas that we
No,
can
you can
connect with
find
you
me
on?
on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me at my website, www.possibilities, letter R, infinite.com. But the best place to find me is LinkedIn because I've linked everything there.
So you got
So
a link tree.
I don't have Linktree, but I just put all my things there.
Okay.
My
Okay,
Linktree,
so I'm not the only one then.
no, I used to have Linktree and something happened with it.
Oh,
I'm getting better with technology, Aaron, but I will tell you that technology is not my strong suit.
okay.
People are my strong suit. So
I'm gonna have to get educated on that at some point or another.
yeah, exactly.
All right, Sharon, well, we're gonna first off say thank you so much for sharing everything that you did to get to this point with us. And of
No
course,
problem.
sharing your journey and just the little tidbits of help and support that people can draw off of. You're such a huge energy provider, and I just celebrate you so much for showing up every day. And I know that there's been tough days for you, and you still show up, um, looking to fight that war. And I just want to let you know it's so appreciated by us all that just need those kind of people surrounding us and working towards bigger, better things. So thank you.
Well, thank you, my friend. And the feeling is mutual. And keep doing what you're doing and don't stop because you are seen, heard, and valued. And what you do is invaluable. So keep going.
It's all about that circle, right?
Hmm.
I got one of the best circles in the world. All right, we're gonna escort you back over to the green room. They've got goodies for you sitting on the trays, and help yourself
Sounds
to all the
great.
snacks and sweet treats you want. There is some healthy food. There is some veggies if you want those, but I don't generally.
Nah,
I just
it's all
always
right.
fill it with a dessert tray. You know. All
It's all
right.
right.
Enjoy
Thanks,
the green
Aaron.
room. We'll see you soon. Thank you once again for everybody joining us this evening for Sharon Birn and diving into again dealing with disabilities and starting to recognize that we need to have an open space for all. They already have enough challenges going on for them. We don't need to add to it. We need to add some humbleness, some kindness, some paying it forward, and just again that moment to speak, to be themselves. There's so many things that everybody can provide regardless of their walk of life that she as she said earlier, we're missing out. If this whole world could come together the way that we could, things would be so much better, and we would be in a much healthier place, I feel. Thank you for being the fantastic souls that you are out there. And I just have to say nothing but big burly hugs to my boy Dylan, who made sure that this old cat, this old silverback, felt very celebrated on his birthday. We had a great time last Friday. So thank you, my boy. Cannot wait to celebrate your birthday soon. Other than that, keep it luminous and kind. And maybe we'll visit you after the old outro. Who knows? I do it every time now, and I just should learn by now that I've got to drop myself out and then put the video up. This is how we roll on Jurassic Park, right? All right.
Soul man, shining bright, lighting up the darkest night, helping those in silent fight, sending hugs big and tight. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Spotlight on the broken soul, making wounded spirits whole, embracing all, making them whole. Your kindness, a shining gold. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Let your love be the guide, in you all fear subside. Together we'll stand with pride, your warmth a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Let your love be the guide, in you all fears subside. Together we'll stand with pride, your warmth a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight.
What are you still doing here? Go forth and slay your Friday and exercise the demons, yo. Keep it luminous and kind. Bye.